So who's ready to make some money in a dollar cost averaging plan? Today I'm using crypto. So if you enjoy that, remember to hit the like down below and subscribe, because many of you are watching these videos and you haven't subscribed yet. Basically, it just helps out the channel and helps push this video and my content to more people to be able to view it for free to hopefully make some money. We're gonna jump into Independent Reserve. They're an Aussie exchange, which I've been using for some time, but if you're overseas, don't worry, you can also use this exchange. US dollars are accepted, you just need to add your bank account into that. I've got a video on how to buy and sell Bitcoin. I'll link it up here and you can go and check that out in order to set up your account with Independent Reserve. So today's video is going to be more instructional based, and I'm going to get into the Independent Reserve exchange, run you through a few dollar cost averaging plans, how to set up the dollar cost averaging method within this platform. And now this is something unique to Independent Reserve, or at least I haven't seen it on many other crypto exchanges out there, in particular the Aussie exchanges, and you can really customize and automate your plan so that you don't even have to think about it. You basically set it up initially, and then as you deposit money into your exchange account, it does it all for you. I think that's pretty cool. Simple explanation for dollar cost averaging is it is a method of buying your assets at roughly equal times and roughly equal amounts. So it really is trying to limit the exposure to the volatility in the market by getting into the market at regular intervals. I hope this goes without say, but I'll say it anyway. I'm not a financial planner, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just letting you know of a strategy that I use, a particular product and service that I enjoy as well, which is Independent Reserve. If you also want to get into this using Independent Reserve, be sure to hit the link in the description. That's a referral link that'll get you $15 for free when you sign up. Now to the plans, and I'll run you through three simple plans, one being Bitcoin only, the next being Bitcoin and Ethereum, and finally we'll do Bitcoin and a few other cryptos which are all found on the Independent Reserve. So let's jump over onto the laptop and view my screen with how I'm going to do this. Like I mentioned earlier, if you haven't set up an account with Independent Reserve, go and check out the video. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well on how to set this up. Pretty straightforward process, but if you've done that already, let's jump into your account, and as you can see here, it basically sets you up from the market page. We can go and check out the trading, account settings, support. Where we want to go first is into accounts. From accounts, we just want to click Auto Trader, and from here we can see that we can create the strategies. Now, first I said we would do Bitcoin only, so for that we just hit Create New Strategy, Auto Buy, Next, Bitcoin. Deposit percentage is just 100, so the amount of money that we put into our account is going to go all to Bitcoin, so it's 100. So the spend limit, you can see there's a description here. It's the maximum amount this strategy should spend from any one deposit. When calculating the final order size, deposit percentage is applied first, so it'll use this number first. The resulting amount is capped by the spend limit, obviously this number, and maximum auto buy order size is 10 grand. So we can basically put in up to $10,000 here, and that'll do one auto buy straight up. Next thing is the price limit. We can set an upper limit to the price. So if we didn't want to spend over a $20,000 Bitcoin because we just wanted to dollar cost average in every week up until Bitcoin reached 20,000 Aussie dollars, then that's where we would put this here. We'd say 20,000, and it wouldn't buy any more, even if we kept depositing money into the account, if Bitcoin reached 20,000 Aussie dollars. Let's use something a little smaller, because I don't think we're all going to be depositing $10,000 per day or per week. Let's say $100 is the max we want to spend on Bitcoin every week. We're going to put in $100 into our account. That's 100%. The maximum price limit is 20,000 Aussie dollars. We don't want to keep investing into Bitcoin if it's above 20 grand. And then we just hit create. That's your first strategy done right there. Now I've just disabled this strategy so that we can add in another strategy. This won't let you do any strategies which are above 100% for obvious reasons. You can't be investing more than 100% of the money that you have in your account. So let's set up a new strategy. We're going to do auto buy, and the next strategy we had was just Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we're going to say Bitcoin with 50%. Now these are just made up numbers. You can put 80% Bitcoin, 90% Bitcoin, 10% Ethereum, whatever it is you want. The spend limit, we're going to say we're depositing $100 per week. So the spend limit is 100. It doesn't matter because we're only putting $100 in per week. So it's only going to use 50%, because as it says here, when calculating the final order size, the deposit percentage is applied first. So if I'm putting $100 in and I have 50% Bitcoin, 50% Ethereum, it's going to use $50 for Bitcoin, $50 for Ethereum. Say I put $200 in per week, then it will use $100 Bitcoin, $100 Ethereum. All right, so let's say $100 here. This time we're going to say price limit. There is no price limit. We just want to keep buying Bitcoin every time we put money into our account. So we have to leave this at 0. That's what it says here. If you wish for the auto buy strategy to always execute, regardless of the current market price, set this to 0. So we're going to do that. Hit close. Cool. That's the first thing. Then we go create new, auto buy, next, drop it down to Ethereum. Do the other 50% for Ethereum. The spend limit's 100. Because I guess maybe some weeks we want to put in $200 per week. Other weeks we might just put in $100 per week. But we know that the max spend limit is going to be $100 each side. 100 Ethereum, 100 Bitcoin. Price limit again for Ethereum. We just want to keep buying. We're going to leave that at 0. Create, close. There you go. There's our second strategy, just Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's set up our third strategy, and that is a mixture of all 4 cryptocurrencies that we can buy on this platform with an auto buy. Guys, if you're finding this useful, be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below. I know many of you watching haven't subscribed yet. Very much appreciate it. It just helps the YouTube algorithm push out my channel and the videos to a lot more people. Hopefully you're finding it valuable and someone else can too. Ton of free content. Let's get back to dollar cost averaging into our crypto portfolio. So action, we want to disable the Ethereum as well. New strategy, auto buy. We're going to go start with Bitcoin. We'll just run down the list. Deposit percentage, let's just say 25% of all of them. $100 is the limit. We want to keep buying, so we're going to leave it at 0. Create new. As you can see, it's a pretty straightforward process. And I'm just clicking through these super fast. 25%, spend limit 100. We're going to keep buying Ethereum regardless. Let's put in the other 2. And there you have it. There's our third strategy. 25% into all 4 cryptocurrencies with a max spend limit of $100. Price limit 0. We're just going to keep buying for as long as we keep depositing money into our account. So that's another point to note here, that you have to set up these strategies first and then deposit the money into your account. So once you've got the that side set up, deposit the money after this strategy is set up, and as soon as that happens, it'll auto buy all of these cryptocurrencies. And it will auto buy because we don't have a price limit on here. It'll just market execute once the currency or once the money has hit our exchange account. One last thing I want to show you, and so that requires me to disable all of these actions here. And the last thing is the auto buy basket. So basically the auto basket next, and this is an automatic strategy of Bitcoin at 84%, Ethereum at 11%, Ripple at 4.6%. So we put in $100 a week, deposit percentage 100%, spend limit. Again, let's say we only have $100 that we put in weekly and we hit create on that. That's going to buy us $84 of Bitcoin, $11 of Ethereum, and $4.60 of Ripple. Of course, you have to take out the exchange fees. They're about 0.5%, so that's about 50 cents out of that whole $100, a few cents on each of them, okay? So that's our last action there. As you can see here, that's what it will buy. Fiat currency deposit trigger is AUD, so you have to put Australian dollars into that. If you are setting this up overseas in US, then you'll have to transfer those currencies into the Aussie dollar. Strategy will execute at best market price. So I guess how you could do that is if you did deposit US dollars and you bought crypto, you would then have to sell the crypto into Aussie dollars to then hold the Aussie dollars in your account. I don't have a US account on this, of course, because I don't have a US bank account, but possibly, and this is something to check with the support up here, so you go into support, just check with them, and maybe when you open up your account, if you do deposit US dollars, that this will show up when you're putting your actions in here. It'll show up with US dollars pricing. So that might be an extra step that you don't have to do, but if you did have to do it, that's how I would assume you'd get your US dollars into Aussie dollars. Obviously there are fees involved in that, but I assume they've got that set up. Check with support and get going with that auto buy strategy if it's something that you're interested in overseas. One last disclaimer on this auto buy, make sure that you have them disabled if you do not want them, because if you deposit money into your account, these orders will execute. So what I'm going to do is go back and delete them all, because this is just an example to show you how easy it is to set up these auto buys. Now we're going to head over to trade, and I'll just show you quickly how to buy and sell if you didn't want to use auto buy. But of course, the purpose of this video is the dollar cost averaging using independent reserve. And as you can see here, it's just a regular trading desk, buy at market, buy limit, sell at market, or sell limit. And you just toggle between these up here and add in your volume that you want, depending on which cryptocurrency that is. And where you can find that is up in this top left corner. And so you have more cryptos to use here, but they don't have a auto buy for these cryptocurrencies. Aussie dollar, US dollar, New Zealand dollar. And that's pretty much it. You could set up your own dollar cost averaging plan and just have an alert in your calendar or on your phone to jump on daily, weekly, monthly, whatever it may be, and log in and then do all the purchases yourself if you didn't want to use those top 4 that they have available on their auto buy. So yeah, you could have it as, you know, XLM, Stellar, you could have some EOS, OMG, BAT, and then you do it yourself on a weekly basis. It's not too difficult. You just click into XLM, you know, buy at market or buy limit, set how many I want, you know, I want 1,000 XLM. What's my price at? Okay, the sellers are selling it 0.1094. Sweet, I can get all of those at that price there. I could just click on that, copy, and then paste that in there and just hit buy. That's as simple as that if you were to do it for yourself instead of using the auto buy. Now that we've covered the buying and selling of the cryptos, I want to show you one more feature of the platform, and that is their insurance. So you just need to find that through accounts, premium accounts, and then the insurance plans are down here. So if you were to keep your crypto on the exchange, maybe you just want to transfer it to your own wallets once you've built up $1,000 worth of crypto on the exchange, because, you know, transferring a few bucks here and there is, I know it can be quite tedious. You can purchase these insurance plans for the prices here. So, you know, maybe you have just a max of $15,000, $300 per year. Now that insures you in case the exchange gets hacked. Doesn't insure you if you lose your passwords and someone hacks into your account that way. So just be sure of that. Their insurance says the insurance component of the plan includes full hot wallet and cold storage insurance up to the amount specified of the plan for loss or theft of cryptocurrency. So that's on their platform. If they have it on their cold storage, or even if they have it just sitting on their live wallets, it'll still insure you. So there you have it, guys. That's as simple as it can be with dollar cost averaging. Sign up for Independent Reserve. You can see the link in the description down below and get started on your dollar cost averaging. Looks like we're in a pretty good time in the crypto market. As I said, not a financial advisor, but looking at history, when we're in these times between lows and highs, generally looks like a nice accumulation period by the broader market. So don't wait until the market gets fully hot like a lot of people did back in 2017. They were trying to jump in when the market's going absolutely haywire, and the exchanges were taking a lot of time to get your information set up so that you could buy the crypto, and that was just adding to the FOMO, adding to the fuel. So even if you don't plan on buying now for whatever reason, at least get yourself set up. Maybe you're thinking about buying later down the track once it breaks its high of 20,000 US and you want to get in at that point. Just set up yourself now so that you're not getting to that point later on, because setting up exchanges can take a few days if they need to review your passport or your different parts of your ID. Sometimes your address changes. There's all little different things that can happen. So get yourself up with a few of them, because cryptos are across many different exchanges. They're not all found on the same exchange. The link is in the description for Independent Reserve. Yes, it is a referral link. You get $15 for signing up with that link. And of course, if you found this useful, be sure to hit the thumbs up, make that go blue. I appreciate that. It helps the channel, and the video gets pushed out to more people out there for free. I've put out a lot of Bitcoin content lately, and many comments have come in, so I appreciate that from you guys. Be sure to leave it in the comment section down below if you have any questions, and of course I'm getting back to you as soon as I can. If you have questions for the exchange, be sure to head over to their sites and use the support over there. They'll be able to answer you in more detail much more quickly, because of course that's their business. And lastly, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. I'm there all the time. Be sure to follow. Links are in the description. Be sure to stay tuned and have more fun to get more done.